Hey, Julie Roussel here. Hey, welcome to Wacky Wednesday, where you never know what the topic's going to be, or hey, if I'll even be on time, because that's just the way it rolls. But hey, welcome and thanks for popping in, whether you are popping in live right now or you are catching on the replay. I'm glad that you could drop in for a little bit of outdoor quarantine conversation, kinda, sorta. But hey, as always, if you hear something that resonates with you, do me a favor. Say hey, leave a little love, answer the question even in the thread. Share the video with anyone you think it might help, and PM me if you have questions or want to hear more. I'm always happy to share the things that I'm learning, and I really hope that they benefit you. So hey, welcome. I see a lot of people have joined in and more popping in. Although I think Facebook is lagging because I'm outside and maybe I'm at the extent of my wireless, I don't know. But hey, I love to welcome you as you pop in. So if I happen to miss you, leave me a hey. I do peek at my notes now and then, or I might be trying to hit that layup there. And yes, I was practicing that today. But hey, Kate, nice to see you, lady. Hope you and Dominic are doing well, lady. Hey, Brian, nice to see you, buddy. It's been a while. I'm glad that you could make it. Hey. And like I said, there's a whole bunch more joining in. Oh, there she is. Hola, Magali. So nice to see you. There we go, and a few more. But like I said, if I miss ya, I'm just going to keep on going and hopefully answer the question in thread or even just leave me a hey. So tonight I wanted to share a quick story with you, what I learned, and hopefully how it can benefit you. Hello, Cynthia. So nice to see you, lady. It's been a while. I'm glad that you could pop in. I haven't seen your face. I hope that you are doing well. Okay, so like I said, I just wanted to share a quick story, what I learned and hopefully how it can help you. So I'm hoping that more and more will answer the question. I haven't seen a whole lot yet. Maybe you know. Yes, it does, Kate, doesn't it? It's such a beautiful, beautiful evening. Only a bad part is the light's fading quickly. Okay, so let me ask the question for the night before I get distracted, because you all know that that's definitely a possibility for me. And it definitely has something to do with what's in the view behind me, and I'm not talking about the sky. So which NBA champion and former all-star player was a college equipment manager before he even set foot on the college court? Any ideas? Drop his name in the thread if you know. Well, if you don't, which I didn't know this one at first either, I'll give you a quick hint. Maybe this will bring it up. He was part of the dynamic duo in the 90s with Michael Jordan. Does that bring to mind any players? Okay, so I'm going to keep going and tell you the story, and hopefully you will figure it out real quick and drop his name in the thread for me. Okay, yep, there it is. Scottie Pippen, that's right. And I'm sure most people had no idea that, you know, before he was an NBA champion and all-star, he was just an ordinary 6'1". Hey, Dominic's right, Kate. How did I know he'd know that? And he was just an ordinary 6'1" guard, you know, nothing outstanding, nothing special. And he wasn't even recruited out of high school. You know, he was unwanted. No college coach would give him the time of day. And he ended up attending the University of Central Arkansas. And believe it or not, he was just an equipment manager for the team. The coach would allow him to practice with his team if he came ahead of time and completed all of his duties as the equipment manager. And he'd improved over the time that he was practicing, and occasionally, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times in the season, the coach would play him in a reserve game. And granted, he was undersized, but he had a great work ethic and a fantastic attitude, and he outworked everybody on the team. And his hard work and attitude and ethic really paid off, because in that summer, right before his sophomore year, he grew 5 inches. I mean, I would love to grow 5 inches, but I know that's not going to happen. But for Scotty, this was a great thing because it helped him work on the skills. And with the added height, by the end of his sophomore year, he'd earned a full scholarship. And by the end of his sophomore year, he was 6'7" height. So I guess he'd reached his full height and became the best NCAA player in 1995. And he was drafted in the 5th round by Seattle, but traded to the Bulls. Hey, Emilio, so nice to see you. It's been a while. I'm so glad you could pop in. I hope that you are doing well. And like I was saying, he was traded to the Bulls, and he played alongside, one of my other favorite players, Michael Jordan. Thanks, Emilio. Thanks for the love. That's so sweet of you. And like I said, he was playing alongside Michael Jordan, and the two of them became, the 1-2 punch. And they were known for spectacular passing, for their competitiveness. And he was also known for his really long wingspan. I don't have that, but he did. And also known for his tenacious defense, his flashy passing, and some of the spectacular plays. Like, for example, there were 2 that I could think of that just stood out in my mind, and I've seen them on the replay over and over again. Can you think of any of those spectacular plays involving Scottie Pippen? I can think of, like I said, just 2 that stand out. One would be that dunk over Patrick Ewing. The other one would be the out of bounds play where the defender was facing behind him, and he bounced the ball off the defender's backside. Ball bounced inbounds. He grabbed it and shot it for a basket. I mean, he was known for those kind of plays, as well as his competitiveness with Michael Jordan. The two of them would play off each other, and they would constantly compete to see who could score the most assists, who had the most steals, who could play the best defense that game. And even after Jordan retired, he was still a fantastic player. And I got to interrupt myself there because during his time with Michael Jordan and the Bulls, he played for them for 12 years. They won 6 NBA championships and were part of the dream team that won the three-peat, as well as Scotty's Olympic gold. So even after Jordan retired a few years later, he pretty much came into his own. He wasn't just the sidekick anymore, the 1-2 punch. He was known as a dominant player. And he led the Bulls in scoring, assists, blocks, and was second in the NBA in steals. And his later years, he played for the Trailblazers, the Rockets, as well as returning to the Bulls for his final year. So he retired in October 2014 as, a fantastic Hall of Fame player. And I've heard him speak once or twice. And when you listen to him speak, he's very direct and he's very down to earth. And just by listening to him, he inspires people. And what I learned by listening to his speeches and continually watching some of those highlight reels was that, number one, if you want it, you got to work for it. And according to Scottie Pippen, I'm going to quote him here, keep grinding and believing in yourself, no matter what. And that you should always push your limits and compete with yourself, whether it's practice, whether it's games, no matter what it is in your life. And, this is a guy who knew what he was talking about. Hey, I see a whole bunch joining in. I happen to miss you as your name popped across the screen. So leave me a hey or a shout or even answer the question in the thread if you know the player that I'm talking about. If you don't, I'll give you a quick hint. He played alongside Michael Jordan. Any ideas? I also learned from listening to Scotty that, like I said, you have to constantly push your limits, compete with yourself, no matter what it is. So if you heard something that resonates with you, leave me some love. Like I said, even answer the question in the thread. Or even if you're just popping in to say hey, Share the video with anyone you think it might help. And PM me if you have questions or want to hear more about how to believe in yourself and push your limits. I mean, I don't have all the answers, but I'll be happy to pass along what I've learned. So I love, hey, Abby, nice to see you, lady. Hey, good to see your face. I hope you and the fam are doing well. I see a few more joining in. Leave me a hey or a shout. So like I said, I missed you because I was peeking at my notes, I'll admit it. But like I was saying, I loved to watch Scottie Pippen play when I was in high school. And watching his passing or his defense and his competitiveness, that inspired me in high school to work hard, to try to imitate some of his moves or some of those flashy passes, or just to improve my skills overall. Now, I knew I wasn't gonna play collegiately. I mean, I was about a foot too short. I still am. But his play and his attitude and his dedication, it still inspires me today to just go out and to coach my players as well as coach myself to just, quote Scottie again, keep grinding, to keep believing in yourself, to keep pushing your limits, and always, always compete with yourself to improve. I mean, Scottie knew what he was talking about, right? He went from his college basketball team's equipment manager, to eventually being an NBA All-Star and Olympic gold medalist. Just because of his hard work ethic and his attitude. So be like Scottie, not just Mike. Be like Scottie. Grind it and go for it. No matter what. You may even surprise yourself. I'll catch you later.